Welcome to the Living World of Darkness New York by Night Camarilla venue, everyone. We find ourselves just outside of the Ottendorfer Library, where a meetup has been finally meetup has finally come together. It's been almost 2 weeks, I think, since the original call was made out that these three individuals should meet, and finally, after lots of here and there and hoo-ha, they have come together. Alex, you find yourself outside of the library with Elena beside you, who, without further ado, knocks on the door.
And yeah, door will open slightly, just enough for the two of you to squeeze in. You actually have to squeeze a little bit. Door only opens ever so slightly, and it closes rather quickly behind you. Don't see Rose yet.
Mm-hmm. Elena will pop her hands in her pockets and just look at Alex. You want to call out, or shall I? I'm sure she's watching us anyway.
Probably.
Rose, are you home? A stupid question. Of course you're home. Where are you?
Here, its voice sounds from behind you, like right next to the door.
You really want me to roll a frenzy check on you, don't you?
Not necessarily. I just wanted to protect myself a little.
Okay, well, it's all good, don't worry. Elena turns, hands come out of the pocket for a second, and then she just goes, oh, there you go, and pops her hands back into the pockets. Rose.
I'm going to say I'm used to it as a Nosferatu, people popping out of everywhere.
Thank you for seeing us, Rose. Alex Dales, Rose, Alex Dales. And Elena will just stand back and stand against a wall, letting you guys do what you need to do.
Rose will simply gesture to the both of you to walk with her, and she'll turn around and she'll actually start walking. Go up the stairs to the left, I believe, or the right. I don't know where I placed the sitting corner where she usually entertains her guests. And everything has been taken care of already there. There are 3 crystal glasses, those champagne pitchers. There's a bottle standing next to it. And she just gestures to either the leather couch or 2 leather chairs. Please take a seat if you want to, that is.
Alex, Elena will have gestured for you to go first, and she'll come up behind you.
Alex is going to hop along, and, well, not hop, but, go up and try as deftly as he can to climb into one of the chairs.
And Elena will just lean on the top of one of the sofas, not taking his seat just yet.
And Rose will sit down, last of them, and then put her hands on the bottle. She's like, does anyone require drinks? Nourishment? It's not Victor quality, but...
Elena will actually come around and accept a glass from you. And just hold it between her hands, still standing.
Alex will hold out his hand and be like, coming from a rough part, I never turned down a free meal.
And Rose will just pour in some of the Vita in the glasses and just hand it out. As she kind of twists her glass between her two hands as she just looks at the two of you. Well, I'm not really sure whether you already heard, but I am no longer active warden.
You're now seneschal, as I heard.
Yes, that is correct, Mr. Dales. That is correct. What the two of you might also know is that there is a lack of experienced kindred in New York.
We're aware of this. This is why the prince has asked us to come together and come to an agreement, Rose.
Very well.
So what is it that you propose, Seneschal?
Well, Mr. Dales already has some experience with some of the supernaturals in the city. Miss Van, you have a very level head on your shoulders. You are intelligent, you are calm, normally.
Twisting glass between hands, not saying anything. This is the Seneschal's show, this one.
I want the two of you to work together.
I'm already Hound.
Yes. And I'm already Seneschal. Sometimes we wear two hats.
Very well.
We will be facing a similar construction that was proposed with the previous warden. She was warden in name. But the two actively communicating with the other supernaturals were Mr. Dales and Mr. Grayson. Well, Mr. Grayson has been absent for a few weeks already, close to 2 months. I'm really hoping that he does well on his new book, but it's a shame that we have not heard from him in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that I can teach you a little bit of the different supernaturals. I think both of you have qualities that shows the best of the Camarilla. You have the opportunity to be a better or a better warden, might even become a better seneschal if I'm completely honest, than I ever was or will be. But that does mean that you will need to interact actively within the city, show your face to the other supernaturals, and show a kind face. Show that the Camarilla have something to offer, and that we are willing to offer that, but also show that we are not licking heels and that we are not their lapdogs. We don't simply do something for the sake of it needs to be done. Most of the other supernaturals are either more powerful or think themselves more powerful than we are. And if they were, they wouldn't need our help. So we're not running with them simply because we can.
How do you propose that we work together in this?
Well, this is where I'm not sure. As I said, I know that Mr. Dales already has some contacts. I don't know the contacts. I have a few contacts that might be helpful. Other than that, I'm open for suggestions, Miss Fen.
Elena will look at Alex to take the lead on this.
Well, as I take it, we might not be the most social butterflies, as it were, but we do understand uh, basic psychology of an individual. We're good readers.
Are
Maybe
you,
we
Mr.
can turn
Dales?
that to the advantage. To a point, and I've I've seen Olivia, or not Olivia, yeah, Elena, uh, read a good individual or two.
I just don't see how I'm supposed to be the Hound and the Warden at the same time. Surely, Mr. Dales, you're a far better candidate for it. But then
Well,
again, I don't suppose that I have a say in the matter, as the Seneschal commands me to.
uh,
Elena,
Rose.
this is not my command.
I understand.
I choose you, as I said, because you see clearer than most, and you understand the Camarilla better than most. Mr. Dales, however enthusiastic he is, and however experienced he might already be in doing the warden's job, has also proven, no offense, Mr. Dales, I hope, that from time to time his enthusiasm can lead him into trouble. Personally, if you have a suggestion that would work better than just dividing the groups of supernaturals amongst the two of you, then I am open to hear it, Miss Fen.
I'm making a manipulation subterfuge because, sorry, I'm calling that 2 successes. If you want to perception empathy on that.
I'll perception empathy on that. I think I know my amount of dice for that, but I'll check it to be sure.
mm, 1 second.
Mm,
Come
Two
on, Jesse.
successes.
I'll go with the
Um,
2.
I'm gonna say that I'm the defender on that one, but she just has a blank expression. It looks like it looks like it's sinking in. All right. So what you're saying is that as the warden, it's our jobs to make deals on behalf of the Camarilla? I don't know that I have enough experience to do any of that, such a thing.
You don't necessarily need to make deals, Elena. The wardens are there to be our lines of communication between different supernaturals. I can totally understand, for the both of you actually, that you do not feel confident enough yet to make decisions. That is why I am suggesting, as I said, a sort of deal that involves the three of us for now.
Mm-hmm.
I think the both of you can learn from the experience with the other supernaturals. And at some point it might be Might even be that you will enjoy it. When it comes to deal making or decisions that you do not find yourself comfortable enough in, then I will be at your beck and call for either
Elena,
advice or to take control of the situation.
Elena, think of her as being a realtor. You're there to communicate with one group and another. You're not actually making the deal itself, you're mediating the deal.
The messenger.
For now, the messenger.
Well then, Mr. Dales, if I may be so bold as to speak over the top of you there for a second there, dear Seneschal, what group of supernaturals do you find yourself most comfortable with? And I shall take the ones that you haven't yet met or are not comfortable with. Only seems fair, seeing as you are a previous warden and may have some contacts already.
Well, when you use the word comfortable, it's something that comes, it's not something I attach with any of the supernaturals, but I'd say that I have met a werewolf I seem to get along with. I've played chess with a demon and had a mage watching. The only thing is, I can't remember if I ever met uh, I believe they're called a changeling. They're what Frank, didn't Frank call them aliens?
He did. Yeah, Elena just cracked a smile there, but she puts her serious face back on real quick. Okay, so how are we going to divide it up?
If I may interrupt for a moment, how about your own contacts, Miss Fan? Did you have any yet?
Met a werewolf that didn't tear my face off. Met a sad hunter. Demons I've met. Mage? No. Aliens? No.
Maybe the two of you should just simply compare notes. You both met several of the different kinds that dwell in New York. Might have been the same individuals, might have been different ones.
May well have been. Mr. Dale's fellow called Aaron. Man from the park.
Well, the one I met was named Alicia, but I did also have a slight contact with someone called Aaron. He actually frightened me enough that I thought it'd be a good idea to chew off my own arm.
Well, it seems that you have a wonderful contact with them then. Why don't you take the fuzzies?
I think that's very smart. I've also had contact with Aaron, and he is the one that makes himself available, basically the warden of their kind.
Mm-hmm. I'll use my contact with Alicia still, but I'll try and see if I can get a better relationship with Aaron.
Elena, I want you to take the lead on the werewolves. They are one of the strongest around, and they will definitely need a clear head. Mr. Dales, I think it's very important that the two of you will travel together on this, but I would suggest listening to what Elena says and how she deals with this Aaron, since she already has a positive relationship with him. As
I
for
wouldn't
your
say positive
contact,
relationship.
well, neutral then.
He certainly
Um,
didn't make me want to chew my own arm off.
So that's more positive than Mr. Dales's reaction to him.
well, to be completely honest, I don't know if you heard the story, but I did kind of pop out of nowhere trying to save their group, and I don't think while appreciative of the effort, he doesn't like surprises.
Well, that's why you two will go together.
Okay.
As for
And
the contact you have with this Miss Alicia,
mhm.
I am not gonna deny you your contact, Mr. Dales. To do that would be folly. However, I do wish for you not to discuss anything political with her or give any information about our kinds.
Hmm.
We need some aces up our sleeves, especially when dealing with this kind. And simply spilling information around will not do.
Um, would historical information be okay?
That
Like
depends.
camera formation, that type of thing?
Mr. Dales, with every inch of information that you hand out, you must be aware of this one question. Can it be used against us?
Hmm.
Mr. Dales, if we are going to go into this partnership, I need you to understand that if we are to be the messengers, then we are the messengers. We have no opinion in the matters. We simply speak for higher powers and relay what comes back. You know, what they say, messengers often get a boot up the arse or get shot. I don't want to be in that position. Not now.
You won't just be the messengers. You'll also be the eyes and ears.
And use them correctly. Eyes and ears and not a mouth. Demons, I know a fellow called Daniel. And Lily. We have an interesting relationship. Mr. Dales, you?
Well, uh, out of character, I can't remember the man's name, but yes, he seems to be a demon of, I believe they call death. He didn't mention, I haven't heard mention of this Lily, but that's all the contact I've had. You seem to have had more contact with them.
Yeah. Apparently I need to meet a dude called the Rev. I don't know whether that's just an invitation to get shot. Be interesting to see if I can take a bullet, though. I
Hmm.
don't know about how well they're going to receive me, though. I was found by Lily trespassing at one point.
Hmm. Trespassing, I take it into the Bronx.
By accident.
Do you know a way to appease him?
I'm not dead.
It helps.
As for appeasing them, I don't know. But Lily certainly is a very interesting character. Very sad character. We've spoken at length.
Hmm. Well, as you said, they didn't kill you. That's a good thing. Do you know why not?
Because I'm adorable?
If that helps, then I would say keep on being adorable, Elena.
The mages. I've not met one. Mr. Dales?
Hmm. I got the sense he wasn't a very powerful mage, but that's not uh, polit- politically speaking. But then again, I don't know if any of us know anything politically about the mages.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Do you have a name, Mr. Dales?
Um, Out of character, I can't remember. I'm going to have to review to see if I got it in character.
Do you have eidetic memory?
Yes.
Then you can review it.
Okay.
So, I have had contact with two of the mages. One was a Mr. Winterbourne, and the other was a Mr. Oh, what was his name again? Came here into the library, Mr. Oh, he made an interesting impression, though. He read 5 books at the same time. Kind of obvious. Wasn't smartest of moves, but still. Got some sort of information out of him, his association and everything. Connor, what's his name? Connor O'Hare. He seems to be rather approachable, as did Mr. Winterbourne. Though I haven't seen the last one. I haven't seen around quite a few months. He owns a shop, though, herbal shop.
Herbs?
Yeah,
Natives? Or not?
I cannot tell. I
Because he
can
really
give you
needs to
the
worry about
address.
he really needs to look at what he imports then, because there's a lot of species overseas that can bring damage to the ecosystem over here.
I'll give you the address, Elena.
Okay.
As for Mr. O'Hare, I do not believe I had an address. Do know that they reside at the New York University, or at least some of them do. But we would be wise not to trespass there. I'll check my notes to see if I have any contact details on Mr. O'Hare. He seems to be most approachable, and from time to time rather loose-lipped. He also had contact with one of the Tremere. I would suggest being very careful around mages.
And I shall take you up on that advice, my dear Lily. I dare say we need to be quite careful around any of the other supernaturals.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And what of the last ones?
Hmm.
Lily, have you got any contacts within the
Rose.
changelings? Rose, sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry. It's okay.
I've had a very intense contact with a few of them, but that's been a year ago. After that, I haven't heard anything from them. I would suggest looking around in bars and pubs, and I would suggest taking recording devices with you at all times, because a lot of us have the tendency to forget about them.
How do you
Yes.
mean?
I believe I remember Mr. Silas mentioning that changelings have something that makes you forget.
They tend to slip your mind, yes. It's their way of protecting themselves. I could see if I can still find some of my contacts, but as I said, it's been a long time ago, and I've had trouble finding them, even when I was warden myself.
But
Perhaps it is
Rose,
for the best if they don't want to be found.
They don't seem to care much for the affairs of this world, but from time to time they do get curious.
right. Um, you mentioned that you had contact with them. I heard that Malkavians may be affected with changelings differently. Did, how was it with you?
I have a interesting connection when it comes to the changelings and the Fae.
Then on anything truly important, I'd say you'd be the best mediator. You'd be able to remember exactly what's going on.
Might be best, but I will be introducing you. In the
Okay.
end, the two of you, or one of you, whoever sir, proves to be more effective, will become the warden instead of me. That's something that the prince made clear, very clear. So, although at this point I think it's smart not to make your own decisions just yet. When it comes
Very
to
well.
deals,
So what's our first order of business then? Just meet and greet?
meet and greet, find out as much as you can about their society, learn how to address them, learn their etiquette.
Very wise.
Well then, Elena, if we're going to interact with the werewolves, I should let you know they feel we are connected to something called the worm, and they have a tendency to kill anything connected with it.
Okay.
Um,
So you want that one then?
uh, I was just going to say, uh, during the meet and greet, if you uh, should be careful, things could go bad fast. So don't go alone.
I thought that was what we were discussing, that we're going to go together.
All right, all right. I just thought it might help if you knew some of the terms.
Okay. I am a worm.
Uh, and they also worship something. Well, not worship. They also feel that the forces of the world are separated into three things: the wild, which they feel is the art of the power of the force of creation, the weaver, which is a force of order, and the worm, which is the force of destruction.
It's very Indian in its mythology. Not Native American Indian, I'm talking Indian, where you have the three deities, one of creation, one of maintenance, and one of destruction. Doesn't matter. So I suppose we'll be about our merry way then, Rose.
I suppose so, yes.
Do we report to you directly?
Yes, that would be best, I guess. Unless matters are too urgent to wait. If you feel it necessary to go immediately to the prince, then by all means do.
Hmm.
If New York is on fire, there's no need first addressing me and then going to the prince if you can go to the prince directly, now is there?
I think if New York is on fire, the prince will already know.
I wish you good luck in this, and I hope you learn from this. If there's anything I can help you with, please let me know. If you want more information, I think I can give you more on most of them. Also, if you want a meeting place for the werewolves, I can advise Sea Playground. That's where I used to agree to talk to Aaron.
That's where I met Aaron. Alright. I'll let you know how it goes, Seneschal.
Thank you, Hound and Warden.
You definitely see Elena roll her eyes at that.
Miss Finn, Mr. Dales, I'll leave you to your business for the rest of the night. Thank you for indulging me and being here to discuss this tonight.
No problem. It was a pleasure.
Elena's already getting up to leave.
Rose will get up as well and she'll guide you to the door.
Alex is going to finish his glass and then go down with Lena.
Elena's out the door first. Doesn't even really say goodbye. But she will turn and stop and just look at the door until it closes and then walk off.
Alex Dales will call his school and then be picked up by a white van, and he'll go off to the rest of his night.